The 6th Litany, Benedicta 2, from A Lover's Litanies by Mackay. This is recorded to celebrate the 6th anniversary of LibriVox. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. I tell thee, sweet, there lives not on the earth a love like mine in all the height and girth, and all the vast completion of the sphere. I should be proud to-day to shed a tear, if I could weep, but tears are most denied when most besought, and joys are sanctified by joys undoing in this world of ours, from dusk to dawn and dawn to eventide. Wert thou a marble maid, and I endowed with power to move thee from thy seeming shroud of frozen splendour, all thy whiteness mine, and all the glamour, all the tender shine of thy glad eyes? Ah, God, if this were so, and I the loosener in the summer glow of thy long tresses, I were licensed then to gaze unchidden on thy limbs of snow. I would prepare for thee a holy niche in some new temple, and with draperies rich, and flowers and lamps and incense of the best, I would with something of mine own unrest imbue thy blood and prompt thee to be just. I would endow thee with a fairer trust than mere contentment, and a dearer joy than mere revulsion from the sins of dust. A band of boys with psaltery and with lyre, and Cyprian girls, the slaves of thy desire, would chant and pray and raise so wild a storm of golden notes around thy sculptured form, that saints would hear the chorus up in heaven, and intermingle with their holy steven the sighs of earth, and long for other cares than those ordained them by the Lord's 11. I would approach thee with a master's tread, and claim thy hand, and have the service read by youthful priests resplendent every one, and in thy frame the blood of thee would run as warm and sound as wine of Syracuse. And all that day the birds would bear the news in far directions, and the meadow flowers would dream thereof, love-laden in the dews. Then, by magnetic force, the greatest known this side the tomb, I would athwart the stone of thy white body in a trice of time, call forth thy soul, and woo thee to the chime of tinkling bells, and make thee half afraid and half aggrieved to find thyself arrayed in such enthralment and in such attire, in sight of one whose will should not be stayed. And, like Pygmalion, I would claim anon a bride's submission, and my talk thereon would not perplex thee, for the sense of life would warm thy heart, and urge thee to the strife of lip with lip, and kiss with pulsing kiss, which gives the clue to all we know of bliss, and all we know of heights we long to climb beyond the boundaries of the grave's abyss. The dear old deeds chivalrous once again would find fulfilment, and the curse of Cain, which fell on woman as on men it fell, would fly from us, as at a sorcerer's spell, and leave us wiser than the sophists are who love not folly. Night should not debar, nor day dissuade us, from those ecstasies that have Anacreon's fame for guiding star. Ay, thou wouldst kneel and seek in me apace a transient shelter for thine amorous face, which then I'd screen, and thou to me wouldst turn with awe-struck eyes, and cling to me and yearn, with sighs full tender, and a touch of fear. And like a bird which knows that spring is near, and after spring the summer of sweet days, thou wouldst attune thy love notes in mine ear. Or, fraught with feelings near akin to hate, thou wouldst denounce me, and like one elate, thou wouldst entwine me in thine arms so white, as soldier nymphs, with rapt and raging sight, made war with spearsmen in the vales of song, the vales of Sparta, where for right or wrong the gods were potent, and for beauty's sake upheld the tourneys of the fair and strong. I would not seem too wilful in the heat of our encounter, or with sighs repeat too fierce a vow. I would throughout confess thy murderous mirth, thy conquering loveliness, and then subdue thee. Tears would not avail, nor prayer nor praise, and flushed the while or pale, thou shouldst be mine, my hostage in the night, without the option of a moment's bail. Thou shouldst be mine. My hopes from first to last would win their way, and lithe and love aghast and all unnerved, thou wouldst, as in a dream, entreat my pardon. I would callous seem to thine out-yearning. I would cast on thee a questioning look, and then, upon my knee, I would surrender to that face of thine, which is the great world's wonder unto me. O Heaven, could this be done, and I fulfil one half my wish, and curb thee to my will, I were a prompter and a prouder man than earth has known since Lightfoot lovers ran for Atalanta, loved of men and boys. I were a Kaiser then, a king of joys, and fit to play with high-begotten pomps, as children play with pebbles or with toys. O golden hair! O gladness of an hour made flesh and blood! O beauteous human flower, too sweet to pluck, and yet, though seeming cold, ordained to love! I pray thee, as of old, be kind to me. I saw thee yesternight, and for an instant I was urged to plight my troth again, for in thy face I saw what seemed a smile evoked for my delight. Re-grant thy favour. Take me by the hand, and lead me back again to thine own land, the nook supreme, the sanctum in the glen where pixies walk, unknown to peevish men and shrew-like women whom no faith uplifts. Show me the place where nature keeps the gifts she most approves, and where the song-birds dwell, and I'll forgo the land of little thrifts. The moon is mother, and the sun is sire of those young planets which, with infant fire, have late been found in regions too remote for quicklier search. And these, in time, will dote and whirl and wanton in the realms of space. For there are comets in the nightly chase, who see strange things untalked of by the bards, and earth herself has found a trysting place. And so 'tis clear that sun and moon and stars are linked by love. The marriage feast of Mars was fixed long since, 'tis Venus whom he weds. 'Tis she alone for whom he gaily treads his path of splendour, and of Saturn's ring he knows the symbol, and will have, in spring, a night betrothal near the Southern Cross, and all the stars will pause thereat and sing. What wonder then, what wonder if to-day I too assert my right in roundelay to talk of rings and posies and the vows that wait on marriage? 'Tis the wild carouse of soul with soul athwart the sense of touch. 'Tis this uplifts us when with fever clutch the world would claim us, and our hopes revive in spite of fears that daunt us overmuch. Lips may be coy, but eyes are quick at times to note the throbbings that are hot as crimes, and fond as flutterings of the wings of doves. For he is blind indeed who, when he loves, doubts all he sees, the flickering of a smile, the Parthian glance, the nod that for a while outbids Elysium, and is half a jest and half a truth, to tempt us and beguile. Thine eyes have told me things I dare not speak, and I will trust the track they bid me seek, yea, though it lead me to the gates of death. The wind is labouring, it is out of breath, belike for scampering up the hill so fast, to say all's well with thee, and down the blast I seem to hear the sounds of serenades that swell from out the song-fields of the past. End of the 6th Litany by Eric Mackay. Recording by Ruth Golding, August 2011.